going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about BitNile just for a brief moment. It's something we've touched on the channel here and there. Some of you have been long-term investors for quite a while. You've been waiting for these spin-off companies to actually come into play. We're getting a little bit of news now where it looks like that is something that might actually go down. So I wanted to touch on that, what it could mean, I guess, for BitNile and where that's going to go. And if all of this is going to come together, but wanted to throw it out there just because I think BitNile could have a little bit of action, at least for the next day and a half. If you've been around any of these spin-offs before, you know, sometimes it might just be easier to wait and get into those companies once they are out there and not worry so much about the spin-off dividend. But if you are a long-term holder, then, you know, this is probably something that you're looking forward to. On the other hand, you know, if you're just looking for a quick trade, then perhaps turn your attention to BitNile. I don't know that it's going to make you rich by any means, but just kind of see how it responds over the next day and a half. I mean, we talk to everybody on this channel, whether you're just looking for the setups or what could potentially move, or if you're in it for the long haul. So let's go over that just briefly. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. You should know that. I'm sitting here in a ratty hoodie and a hat on with congestion that I cannot get rid of. So I apologize. Someday my voice will come back and I won't be powering through these things. But let's look at the news. So they did announce that they were going to do this on Monday, October 17th. It's actually coming in on October 19th now at 2 o'clock p.m. So we saw a little bit of a pop yesterday, and that was due to the fact that we got this news. So today I want to see if it settles back down or if it might just continue to run up until that time. We know a lot of times it will, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. So if you're looking for a quick trade, I would watch it very closely, have a stop loss, have a trading plan whenever you get into it, and just kind of keep an eye on those time frames whenever people would start unloading, I guess, because they don't necessarily want the spin-offs or want to hold into that. But we're going to see what happens. I like BitNile overall. I like mining companies, and I feel like potentially I might have got into BitNile a little bit early for whatever it wants to do. It has some interesting things going on that might not be the greatest, I guess, in the long term, but we'll see. However, the floats shake out and what they do with these spin-off dividends. But really, turn on green. It's an electric vehicle charging and power solutions company, and that was going to be part of the spin-off. I think a lot of the BitNile shareholders should get some sort of dividend on this turn on green. Gresham Worldwide, global provider of proprietary purpose-built electronic solutions to militaries and leading defense companies, among other products. And then Alt Alliance, ultimately that'll be his diversified holding company focused on Bitcoin mining, data center operations, commercial lending, activist investing, oil exploration, hotel operations. He has his hand in quite a few different companies. And it says BitNile will, after the planned spinoff, retain sufficient capital to continue to develop of a new Bitcoin marketplace platform to be discussed on, and I think this date got pushed off as well. So could be the 19th or it might be the 23rd or 25th. I would have to look back into the news whenever this is actually going to be discussed. It says the spinoffs, whether completed or planned, will, upon completion, result in the distribution of substantially all of the company's nearly 600 million assets to its shareholders, who will become owners of 4 public companies. So that's kind of cool. I like the idea behind it. We know that sometimes companies will do a spinoff whenever they want to just have certain companies focus on certain sectors, and ultimately that's what BitNile plans to do. They want to separate these entities so that they can be positioned to the long-term growth and investors to really try to maximize any kind of profits to the shareholders in that sense. It says each business is expected to benefit from increased operational focus, independent capital allocations based on the needs of the business, dedicated and focused boards of directors, as well as management teams, and compelling investment profiles that will appeal to investors with distinct interests. So that's another thing is, if you're interested in more one of these instead of the other, the investors will be able to go that route and be able to put their money where they're interested. So could some of them do better than others? Yeah, absolutely. Some of these spin-offs could. But that's kind of, I guess you'd have to pick and choose at that point what you really like, what part of the company you like whenever it all comes down. But we're going to see how that goes. Like I said, the conference call did get pushed off just a little bit. So from there, is this going to run just a little? I'm going to keep my eye on it. I mean, I already own it, so I don't care. But I would keep a very close eye on your stop losses if you're going to play. We got a couple of points that could be of interest as far as rejection points go in the near future. 18.5 up here, we got it at roughly 20 cents. We saw it almost get tapped. I want to see if it's going to ride this strong trend line just into, say, the 19th, somewhere around the afternoon, or if it's not going to continue that strength. We got a little bit of support down here at 17.2. So, have a trading plan if you're getting into it, just to try to make a quick play. And like I said, sometimes these spin-off companies, you get more value if you just wait rather than holding through this type of thing. But if you're a long-term investor and that's your game plan, then it is what it is. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to affect whatever your decision is, and I can't make that decision for you. But just wanted to turn a little bit of attention back to BitNile. It's seen some severe lows. Maybe this will be the news that it needs just to kind of turn things around, at least for the short term, and then we'll see how it all breaks down whenever it's all said and done, if these spin-off companies actually do come out. We've been waiting for quite a while for Turn on Green to actually come into play. It sounds like it's getting closer. At least we're going to hopefully Wednesday find out a little bit more about that. So something to watch for the next day or so, and do a little bit of research if you're interested in any of those spin-off companies. All right, guys, thanks for coming back and watching another one. The markets are looking really good so far this morning. Let's see if that holds out. I hope you guys have a good day in the markets, make some money. I will catch you in the next one. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.